I am intervention.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Mr. Intervention back again. And if this isn't an exciting year, the junior season is upon us, as Joseph Burns has already broken a lot of school records, looking to see if he can break some national records as well, as I believe we may have one in the books for him. But we're going to be seeing what we can do in year number 3 as Joseph Burns looks to take the field and burn it up, as he's got his speed all maxed out. We'll just go ahead and showcase his skills real quick before we get into anything else. As this man has got a 99 overall, 99 speed, 99 acceleration, 99 agility, awareness, catching, route running, catching traffic, spectacular catch, and jumping. The only stats not maxed out are the release, his carrying, break tackle, elusiveness, juke move, spin move, stiff arm. He does have stamina and injury maxed out at 99, so we'll definitely be seeing how he can do in this one, as we'll take a look at the stats for the first 2 years. He has received the 2012 Maxwell, the 2012 Boulder Camp, and the 2012 Bolitnikoff Awards, as year 2 was his best year. 2,700 yards, 22 receiving, 34 yards per reception, 32 touchdowns. His longest being an 82-yarder. He averaged about 209 yards a game and had 1,080 yards after the catch. So right now, in 2 years, he's got 44 touchdowns, 3,900 receiving yards, just shy of 4,000. So we're looking to see what he can do in year number 3. The junior season is going to be underway next. So the first matchup of the year is going to be the TCU Horned Frogs. The Tigers hoping to see if they can come out on top, start their season off right, as Joseph Burns goes into what is now his junior season. And people are asking, is Joseph Burns going to make himself eligible for the NFL after this season? Well, he's looking to see if maybe he can walk away with a national championship, as the Tigers look like they have what it takes to be one of the top teams in the league. They just have to play some solid football, as Joseph Burns is ready to make that happen. So early in the game, already TCU up 7-3 over LSU, as the second quarter is well underway. Joseph Burns takes a nice little go route, and that is going to be a huge first down. And that's all it's going to take for LSU to be able to go downfield. They get some points, and now up 10-7 over TCU. Joseph Burns able to get past his man. He's going to be able to catch that one over the shoulder, and he will break a tackle and get into the end zone. Touchdown LSU. The Tigers increasing that lead, now up 16-7 to PAT coming up. So now with a 10-point lead, Joseph Burns tries to break past the corner one more time, catches that one right there in the numbers, and he's going to take that one to the house. Second touchdown of the day for Burns, as he breaks 100 yards after that, able to make that little stutter step move and breaks his guy, and number 18 unable to make the tackle. Joseph Burns will not be caught, as he scores yet again. That puts LSU up 23-7. Now 24-14 in the third quarter. Burns looking to see if he can get past his guy one more time, and he will find the football yet again. Third touchdown for Burns in the last 3 catches have all been good. 4 catches now on the day, 227 yards and 3 touchdowns. But Is Burns finished yet? Maybe not. 31-21 the score, as Burns on a corner route is going to find the football, and he keeps his feet in bounds. That's going to be catch number 5, and LSU is going to continue their ways, and they will win it as LSU tops TCU 45-21. Next game is going to be against the UAB Blazers, probably one of the lesser teams in the state of Alabama, as Burns started off a bit slow in this one. He one-hand catches that one over the middle, and that is going to be enough for a first down as we watch again the replay. See Burns stretch out that left hand, and he was able to get it. Now LSU calling a jet sweep here as they try and see if they can work the handoff for Burns. Burns cuts back up the field, able to get about 10 yards on that carry, and that is plenty for a first down as they get inside the 10-yard line all the way down to the 5. So Burns helping his team to be able to get in position for a score there, first and goal. LSU now up 14-0 over UAB as Burns tries to go straight up the gut, and he's going to be contested, but that ball is overthrown. Stewart unable to find his man. Stewart getting back to the line of scrimmage here in shotgun. Burns again going to go over the middle. He's going to just run straight ahead. Stewart is going to lay the ball in there, and Burns killing some extra seconds. That's a touchdown. LSU now up big as they are now leading 26-0. Third quarter now, they are knocking on the door, 27-0. As Burns catches that one, but he's not in the end zone, so he'll get a couple of yards there. And that is going to be it. The LSU Tigers win this game easily, as UAB had no shot, 62-0, as Burns was pulled late in the fourth. James Stewart with 299 yards passing and 3 touchdowns on the day. As you see, Burns now third for most yards at 364, with the leader being about 572. Burns already looking to be the top Heisman Trophy winner, but Burns unable to be able to get the Heisman Trophy now, as Parks, Byers, Justin High, and Matt Cook are all up there looking to try and see if they can take it themselves. And now the biggest challenge of the Tigers, the Auburn Tigers. So it's a cat fight here, and early Auburn has the lead 7-0. Burns will go over the middle there. He'll get that catch, and that is enough for the first down, as he was able to muscle his way past the linebacker. Later in the second quarter, late in the quarter, 14-7, Auburn up, as Burns overthrown on that one. Stewart couldn't quite get that one. Later, late in the game, Burns watches his quarterback throw an interception, and that is pretty much going to be it. Auburn winning this one 28-21, as the Tigers just could not overcome there. So LSU falls to Justin High, one of the other high targets, as the LSU Tigers then move on after the loss, trying to take on the South Carolina Gamecocks in South Carolina. They're going to see if they can possibly come out with a win here. Gamecocks with a pretty solid squad themselves. They are really big in the run game, so they're going to be looking to try and see if they can make something happen in this one, as their defense is actually nothing to sneeze at as well. Hopefully Joseph Burns will be able to make something happen, as he really couldn't get things going in the Auburn game, which was not helpful there. No score about the middle of the first quarter, and Burns is going to try and streak past his man, and that one's going to be overthrown, incomplete. Later on in the drive, Burns going over the middle there. He's going to catch that one and get that all the way down to the 10-yard line for a big first down. Later in the third, no action up until then. South Carolina winning so far 7-3, as Burns just basically decides he's going to go on the go route, catches that one in the red zone, and that is going to be a big first down. LSU with a field goal on that drive, now only down by 1. Burns decides he wants to go, and he will go. He's going to get that one in stride, touchdown, as LSU now takes the lead over the Gamecocks. Tigers winning up until that point, but the Gamecocks come back now up by 4 as they score a field goal. Burns able to catch that one on a bit of a screen pass. He'll get a few yards there. About 3:12 left in the fourth as Burns looking to see if he can get past his guy, looking to try and burn the safety, and he will get past the safety, lose his man, and that's a touchdown for Joseph Burns and the LSU Tigers. The Tigers now take the lead, and they will keep it. LSU beats South Carolina. The final score 26-23 as LSU moves now from 11. They will actually move up in the ranks as Joseph Burns, 6 catches, 268 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the day. Not only does he do it on the field, but he also does it in practice, as you see one of the many catches he makes there. Now the Louisville Cardinals looking to see if they can take down the Tigers, if they can be the second team to be able to get a win against them. LSU ranked number 11 at this point, as Burns looks to see if he can make this happen over the middle. He will catch that, and it'll be just short of a first down, though, as Burns gets about 9 yards on that one. Second attempt here. Burns able to reach up, and he snags that one over the middle of the field, so his second catch is good. Got about 30 yards here at this point. As Burns now on the corner route, he is wide open. Nobody's covering him, and Burns will find the football in the end zone. Touchdown, LSU. Joseph Burns scoring the first points. LSU starting to run away with the game now late in the fourth, 24-7, as the Cardinals are in trouble. That pass well defended and incomplete. 4:44 left in the fourth. Burns without a catch now for about half the football game. Gets one over the middle for a gain of about 4. 27-7 the score now as LSU running away with it. They decide to go with a jet sweep. That will not work as the blocking is not there. 2:32 left in the game. LSU has this in hand as they're looking to score, and they do. Joseph Burns able to catch that one over the middle for a rare crossing route touchdown. Burns able to make that score, and that will pretty much push LSU into the win column for certain. The final nail in the coffin there, winning it for LSU. The final score 34-7 as Craig Smith was able to make a bunch of catches in that game. Burns now 694 yards at this point as the Tigers will now take on the Florida Gators. Gators looking to try and make something happen with their season, as their season has been a little lacking here. That first and goal situation here, and Burns is going to watch his quarterback throw that, and that is going to be a pick. Returned all the way up to 25, but Florida can't do anything with it. Second quarter, Burns gets jammed up, and that one's going to go deep down the field. And then it's going to be fumbled. And then a good return near midfield for Florida. Now, score still tied, but this time each team with a touchdown, 7-all. Third quarter, as Burns unable to reel that one in. That's incomplete. Something that Burns has been having trouble with all year is trying to hang on to the football. Burns going with an in and out, and that is going to be a wonderful catch. Wide open field and green grass with a nice yellow end zone. That's a touchdown for LSU, and they regain the lead now 14-7. Florida comes back and ties the football game back up. Third quarter, Burns on a streak. He was supposed to do a stop route. He does not like the stop routes, and that's another touchdown. LSU gets the lead back. Now 21-14, LSU with the ball, 2:02 left in the third. Burns with a crossing route. He's able to get that one. That's a good gain for about 6. That makes it 3rd and 4. Drive continuing there as the fourth quarter starts up. Both teams tied at 21. Burns Gets past the corner. Corner fell asleep. Safety wasn't there. And Joseph Burns is going to take that one to the house. And LSU again takes the lead, and they will take the football game as they win this one by a score of 35-28. And Joseph Burns, player of the game, 218 yards out of 4 catches, 3 touchdowns, and a tackle as well, as he had to stop somebody later in the game as LSU made that happen. Now the Tigers going to Mississippi State to take on the Bulldogs, one of the major teams in Mississippi, as the Bulldogs are a nice, tough opponent to have to face, especially for a top 25 team like LSU, as the Bulldogs ready to make some plays on the field today. Will they be able to contain Burns? Will they be able to get some defensive plays? Will they be able to make the offense work? Well, we'll find out in a second. Mississippi State already up 3-0 here as LSU gets the ball. This is midway through the second quarter. That pass just out of reach there as Stewart couldn't find Burns in the field to play. That's incomplete. Burns now crossing route. He takes that one. He's short of the marker, but he gets 9 yards on that catch, so not bad there. LSU able to score on the drive. Now have the ball back 7-3 as LSU has the lead, and a good quick pass to Burns. Burns able to break free, and he will score a touchdown. Now up by 2 scores. LSU should have this one in the bag. As you see, again, Joseph Burns using that wonderful speed he's got. Just breaks past his man, and nobody can catch him. That is going to be a huge touchdown for LSU, as the coach is definitely happy about that. Moving on later in the game, late in the first half, as they look to give this one to Burns on the jet sweep. Burns will get it, and he will try to break out of a tackle, but it's just enough for the first down. One play after this, 2nd and 11 after a small loss. Burns able to break free. He'll catch that one on the run, and he's drugged down by his ankles, as he nearly had that one as well. Later in the game, LSU up 24-6 as this is the 4th quarter now. Burns gets past the corner and tries to run past the safety. He catches that one. Safety can't lunge and make the tackle. That's a touchdown for Joseph Burns, as he now has the NCAA record for receiving yards with over 5,000, as the LSU Tigers win yet again this season. They win this one 38-13 over Mississippi State. Frank Jones, the halfback, player of the game with over 200 yards of rushing and a number of touchdowns, as this was definitely a great game for the offense. Burns now leading the league over 1,000 yards receiving, as they will now take on the very tough Georgia Bulldogs. And if you want to see a really awesome play, this is probably the one you want to look at, as Joseph Burns, they're on a crossing route, goes there. He's going to catch that one and stiff arm his man, and nobody's going to be able to catch him, as Joseph Burns just turns on the jets, and it is nothing but end zone for him. The purple is where he was headed, and that's where he ended up, as he catches that one and just flat out stiff-armed his man off of him, shoved him to the grass, and just took off. Nobody was going to catch him. A huge 80-plus yard touchdown score for Joseph Burns, and LSU will take an early lead in this game. Later in the first, score tied LSU and Georgia at 7, as Burns trying another corner route. He's asking for the football, but this one's going to be overthrown. Georgia now with the lead 14-7 as we go into the second quarter. Burns gets past his man. He's going to find the football. He's going to catch that one and finally get wrestled down, as he had to slow down to snag the football. But the Tigers on the bench definitely happy about that catch. Later in the drive, Burns looking to see if he can make something happen here in 3rd and 18 as he goes towards the first down marker, and that is not going to happen. Georgia still up 14-7 here, 41 seconds left in this one as Burns trying to see if he can fight his way there, and that is going to be picked off. The corner was on him the whole way. Now LSU looking at 14-9 the score. Burns able to catch that one over the middle and finds a lot of grass to roam. That's about a good 20-yard gain as he now has 1,232 yards on the season. That's definitely some good totals there. Georgia winning 14-12. Burns just runs straight up the gut, makes that catch. That's a touchdown, and LSU takes the lead as Joseph Burns now 4 catches, 202 yards, and 2 touchdowns. LSU is still winning here, 18-14 over Georgia with 3:15 left in the game. Stewart's going to hand this one off to Burns. Burns will go straight up the gut and get 7. As he's doing everything he possibly can to help his team win. 3rd and 7 now as they're looking at a huge play here. And Burns is going to watch Ball take this one. That is going to be a touchdown. And that is going to be what LSU needs to seal this one as they go up. And they do not relinquish the lead. LSU wins at 25-20 over the Georgia Bulldogs. Burns 4 catches, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a tackle as the Bulldogs have to lick their wounds after this one. Now we take a look at the standings of the SEC West. Auburn and Alabama are 1-2 while LSU sitting at number 3. So LSU has a chance to possibly get a conference championship this year if they can continue winning, with South Carolina and Tennessee top 2 spots at the moment. We look at the Heisman watch here. Parks number 1, Justin High number 2, Joseph Burns number 3, as there is Black at number 4, Ray Black, the halfback, and then the quarterback Gabriel Pino of Michigan also up there. Now you see Joseph Burns making some huge plays here. The one-handed snag in practice. Not only does he do this, but he has this nice turnaround jumper that he was able to bring down at about the 20-yard line. Looks like about the 15 actually, but Burns able to make things happen in practice, trying to show the NFL scouts that, hey, he's the real deal as he reaches out and snags that one. LSU Tigers now going to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide, the one team that in Joseph Burns' career as a collegiate athlete has not been able to overcome. The Georgia team was a tough one, but the Alabama team is going to be an even tougher one. The Crimson Tide have rolled over the Tigers every year so far, and right now they're rolling as they're leading 10-7, but Burns able to get past the corner. He's going to be wide open, and he's going to help LSU get the lead back. Touchdown, Tigers, as Burns able to get his big catch and now has the most receiving touchdowns in NCAA history with 61 at the moment. LSU still winning 14-10. Burns gets past the corner, and the corner tried to jam him, but he couldn't stay jammed long. Burns able to break free and gets a touchdown. He toasted his man. And Burns likes toast apparently, because he just buttered this guy up big time. A nice little swoop, and off he goes to the end zone. Touchdown LSU as they increase their lead. The question is, are they going to be able to hang on to it this time, as the LSU Tigers team is pumped up. Bama coming back now with a score. LSU up 21-17 as Bama trying to make something happen here. Burns trying to reach for that one, but that one intercepted. The safety able to break a tackle, and he gets all the way out to about the 37-yard line as Bama now able to roll into the end zone. They get a score 24-21. 2nd and 1. Here's Burns is not going to be able to get anything on that carry. No gain there. And then Burns watching from the sidelines here as he watches his halfback as that is going to be a fumble. And now Bama able to hang on to it. Bama still with the lead. Burns able to make this catch here, but he's trying to accelerate, and he can't quite get it. Then this would set up the LSU Tigers for a game-tying field goal, but they can't do it. The Tigers miss on the field goal, and that is going to be it. Bama's going to win yet again for the third time in a row. Alabama wins at 24-21 and knocks LSU off its number 4 spot. Now the Tigers looking at number 6 ranked. They take on the UFC Bulls as they're leading this one early, 7-3. Second quarter with 2:40 left in the quarter. Burns able to catch that one on the corner route, and he's going to score. And that'll increase the lead for the Tigers as the Tigers trying not to repeat what happened in the last week. 49 seconds left in the half, and Burns will fight his way forward for 9 yards on that one. Later in the game, third quarter, LSU leading 17-6 over USF, and Burns is going to catch that one over the shoulder. That's a touchdown for Joseph Burns as he is just trying to run over this Bull team. As Justin Burns catches that one on the screen, he'll get a number of good yards. I'll make it 3rd and 3 on that one. Looking at another third down situation here in the fourth quarter. LSU up 24-14 as Burns will break past his guy, makes a diving catch, and that will give him 122 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day, and LSU will continue to walk over USF. They will win this game by final score 24-14, with James Stewart, quarterback, being the player of the game with 229 yards and 3 touchdowns. We take a look at Burns. He's got 1,559 yards and still leading with most receiving yards in the league, as Ole Miss now their big targets. But sadly, I lost the footage on this game. Joseph Burns ended up with 7 receptions, 304 yards, and 4 touchdowns. As the footage was pretty good, we just didn't get a chance to do it. So maybe later on I'll have to add some of the highlights from the game, as I believe some of the highlights were saved on there. At least 2 or 3 of them were. But Ole Miss will fall to LSU, so LSU now looking at a 9-2 record as they take on the Arkansas Razorbacks for the battle of the Golden Boot. Early in the game, Arkansas and LSU tied at 0, and then Burns has to watch that one get snagged by the safety. Interception all the way back at the 18-yard line of Arkansas. 1st and 10 now as Burns will get the handoff there. Burns is going to find some running room, and he'll get about 5 yards on that game, as LSU now 2nd ranked in the nation as they look very close to a title. As Burns able to catch that one over the shoulder, safety's not going to be able to get him, and Joseph Burns will score the first points of the game. LSU will take the lead 6-0 over Arkansas, as the Arkansas faithful are not happy about this. They do not want to see a repeat of the last 2 years, especially with Burns. 7-0 LSU still winning as that one goes over the middle. Burns able to get that one close to the marker, but just shy. Later in the game, 13-13 the score. Third quarter, Burns able to try and get over the middle that time. He's going to catch that one and nearly break that for a huge gain, as he'll get that about 15 yards. And on the year, he's got 25 touchdowns, now 1,900 yards. Now later in the third, Joseph Burns reaching up, tried to one-hand that one, but just unable to reel that one in as that one falls incomplete. Joseph Burns, a deep throw there, and that one's going to be intercepted, as that is going to be a turnover again for Arkansas. So 3:10 left in the third. Joseph Burns trying to get that one over the middle. He will get that with both hands and bring that one in. So that's a first down there. Now 20-20 the score, as Burns trying to see if he can make a move and get over the middle. That'll be caught two-handed, and he gets that one over the middle. That's a first down, as he's trying to see if he can get his team in the scoring position with 2 minutes left in the game. Burns able to break past his man, and this one's going to be overthrown. Stewart just couldn't find him. And Arkansas will find a way to take it into overtime. Nothing happens for LSU. The Razorbacks will win it with a field goal, 23-20, and they will drop LSU for the first time in this series as Joseph Burns, because of the lackluster few games, falls out of contention there. Now the Tigers will take the North Carolina Tar Heels on, as the Tar Heels number 3 in the nation, as this is the Orange Bowl, as LSU able to get a big bowl here as Burns breaks a tackle. He's fighting hard for this one as he now reaches 2,000 yards and 25 touchdowns on the year. 3-0 as the Tar Heels with the lead so far, but LSU and the Tigers are moving. That one's going to go over the middle. Burns stiff arms a man right on the 30 on the X. X marks the spot. That's where you're laying down, big boy. LSU now with the lead 14-9 over the Tar Heels, as this one's going to go over the middle, and Burns with a block there, but then his ball carrier is going to drop it, and Burns using that immense speed, he's the only one that will be able to bring down the ball carrier. He saves a touchdown, and UNC North Carolina only able to get a field goal out of it. But Burns able to get a touchdown as he puts 2 hands on it. So the field goal not enough for the Tar Heels to be able to get close. Tigers up by 9 now, 21-12. Burns tries to get past his corner, and he looks for the football, finds it with both hands. That's a touchdown. Joseph Burns is showing off in the Orange Bowl, and the Tigers will win the Orange Bowl. A big win for the LSU Tigers, as they have been limited for the last few years, but this time an Orange Bowl victory as Frank Jones played some good football with a bunch of touchdowns in his favor. Stewart definitely happy, as the LSU Tigers will be the Orange Bowl champions for this year. And now we take a look at the records, new records for individual career. 6,058 yards total receiving for Joseph Burns in individual career. 71 touchdowns for Joseph Burns. A new record there. LSU record, school record, 6,058 yards in a career for Joseph Burns. School career, 71 touchdowns, which completely destroyed the earlier. So Joseph Burns will call it a collegiate career. He's going to move on to the NFL draft. We're going to see who's going to pick him up. How will he impact the team he's put on? And how will he impact the league? Find out in the next episode.